It's that time of year again, so here are some things you may or may not know about the movie Groundhog Day. The 1993 comedy was directed by Harold Ramis, starring Bill Murray. I cannot imagine anybody else in this role, but he was not the first choice. Screenwriter Danny Rubin wanted Kevin Kline, but he didn't have a say. Harold Ramis wanted Tom Hanks, but he turned it down. Tom Hanks reasoned that he normally plays good guys, so the audience would go in thinking that his character would turn good in the end, which would kind of give up the whole film. Michael Keaton also turned down the role because he said he didn't understand the script. He later admits this was a terrible decision, one he regrets. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania is not where they filmed this. Apparently they don't have a nice enough looking town square. They ended up shooting in Woodstock, Illinois, but Punxsutawney got their revenge. They banned Punxsutawney Phil from being in the film. When filming in Woodstock, Illinois, Bill Murray noticed that the residents who were trying to get a peek at the filming looked hungry, so he would go to a local bakery and get a bunch of treats and feed them. That is so nice. Bill Murray wasn't always nice, though, and apparently he was kind of a diva on set. So much so that Harold Ramis and Bill Murray's relationship after this film completely deteriorated. This lasted for 20 years. They didn't speak for 20 years. However, you'll be happy to know they did make up before Harold Ramis passed away. Bill Murray had to endure some discomfort during filming. Apparently, this cute little guy bit him about 3 or 4 times. During the slap montage, apparently he was actually being slapped. And then, of course, shot after shot after shot of him having to step in this freezing cold puddle. They filmed all the similar scenes at one time. He had to step in this puddle for a whole day straight. They have a plaque right there commemorating every time he stepped in that puddle. They filled it in and put this there. I love it. Watch out for that first step. It's a doozy. This was filmed from March to June. So when they started, it was cold, and when they ended, it was hot. They had to bring fake snow in. Plus, it still had to look like it was taking place in wintertime. So regardless of how hot it was in June, everybody still had to have their winter coats on. Andie MacDowell is just the loveliest all the time. I love her accent too. However, Harold Ramis didn't like the way she said ruin, R-U-I-N. So, instead of saying, let's not ruin it, she says, let's not spoil it. There was a lot of debate within the cast and the crew whether or not they should appear to have slept together at the end of the film. Are they both going to be looking like they're in bed on February 3rd wearing nothing? And it ended up being established that they were both wearing pajamas. WrestleMania! A future Oscar nominee made their debut in this film. Can you guess who? It's Michael Shannon. Sweet vermouth on the rocks with a twist, please. Which is gross. Have you ever had it? It's not good. This is one of my favorite films. What's your favorite part? Like and follow for more. So put your little hand in mine.